Hey, how's it going, everybody? Finally, I am done with part 1 of my senior project, which means I don't have to worry about part 2 until like in May. So I decided to finally get a battle. Luckily, I got this showdown battle that I had earlier today with a team that I got the idea from an RMT that my boy Keo sent me. The idea behind the team is to get up hazards with Scolipede and Golurk. And then, as you see, I do have a Riolu. And if you're wondering how I have this new little showdown layout, I'll leave a link to how you can get it down in the description. And I want you guys to comment down below if you like this better or if you like the old one better. But look at the thread, so my opponents are left here. That Samurai is really going to be a problem. Also, Ninjas, depending on what kind of set it is, could also be a problem, so I'll have to watch out for those two. But I thought that my best lead would be my Golurk, considering that I know he more than likely won't be leading off with Samurai, as he actually ends up leading off with his own Golurk. He's going to go straight for the Shadow Punch. Luckily, I'm going to be able to take the hit, and I don't want to take another one, but he's going to make a good play knowing that I'm going to want to switch out. He's actually going to go for the Earthquake, doing a decent bit of damage to my Scolipede. As this turn, instead of going for a layer of spikes, I actually went for a layer of Tox Spikes. Now, the reason why I did this is because I know that later on in the battle, I will still be able to get up a layer of spikes. Not to mention that once this Armaldo switches out, I'm going to be able to poison it. But as I bring up my Mischievous, I knew that he wouldn't go for the Stone Edge on the off chance that I switched into my Golurk, and more than likely just go for the Rapid Turn as he did there. So I unfortunately missed my Will-O-Wisp, get off a decent bit of damage with the Shadow Ball as I'm going to go for another Will-O-Wisp. I miss again, and he crits me with the Stone Edge, which I'm not going to lie, that did frustrate me a little, but I go for Will-O-Wisp again, and I miss, and he crits me for a second time. Now, obviously, you guys know me, and I'm not going to lie, that actually really did frustrate me because this now puts pressure on my Golurk, because if I lose my Golurk, Armaldo can freely rapid spin away the hazard, so I'm going to switch directly into Golurk and go straight for the Drain Punch, knowing that he wouldn't switch into Ninjas. As he brings in the Samurai, thanks to the hazards damage, I do get off like 65 to 70% of HP, which is really great. As he's going to go for the Aqua Jet, knowing that he can't take me out, I'm just going to make a safe switch into my Scolipede. Luckily though, he actually ends up misplaying with the Waterfall instead of going for the Aqua Jet, and you're going to see that me being able to get up that one layer spike is going to be very crucial, because now I bring in this giant massive threat known as Riolu. And yes, he did switch out and did not go for the Aqua Jet, but you're going to see that even that extra bit of damage he would have got off with Aqua Jet wouldn't have mattered, just because I am max defense, max HP. So he switches into Alamomola, I roar him out, I'm going to go straight for the Copycat as I roar him out into the Golurk, then go for Copycat again, I believe, roaring him out into Ampharos, and I'm going to go for it again, bringing in the Samurai and knocking that thing out, which is really great. Unfortunately though, one of the downfalls to Riolu is that Protect has, I believe, +6 priority, where Riolu only gives non-offensive moves +1 priority. So as he goes for the Protect, I'm actually going to be able to go for the Substitute, which is really great, because now the fact that I have a Substitute up and that he has no form of offensive priority means that my Riolu can basically stay in and just Copycat as much as he wishes. Unfortunately though, that Alamomola with Protect is going to be very, very annoying to deal with, just because if he protects long enough or protects enough, I could eventually run out of Copycats, which is why I have to predict the round to Protect if I do want my Riolu just to put in all the work and just be able to finish off his team with the hazards. As you saw there, I did go for the Roar on his Protect. As he brings in the Ninjask, I was really scared about the fact that he could be a Swords Dance, not Swords Dance set, but a possible Choice Bandit set. So I just go straight for the Copycat as he actually ends up going for a Swords Dance, which really isn't too bad of a play, just because SD Baton Pass Ninjas really cannot do anything to my Riolu, which lifts even more pressure off of my Riolu, because now I know that that Ninjas can do nothing to me, although Protect, much like Alamomola, is going to be very annoying to deal with. As you can see, I'm just really wearing his team down thanks to the hazards, and if I did not get up that one layer of spikes, this battle definitely would have been a bit longer than it already was. So I'm able to knock out the Armaldo, which means even if I do lose my Golurk now, I don't have to worry about him being able to spin it with the hazards. As this turn, I do predict him to go for the Protect, so I'm not wanting to waste a Copycat. I'm actually going to go for the Roar, and I go for the Roar again. That way I will be able to Copycat the Roar next turn. As he brings into Alamomola, I know that he's going to expect me to predict him to Protect and go for the Roar, which is why I'm actually going to go for the Copycat, and I do get the prediction correctly. As I roar him out into the Golurk, I'm just going to go for the Copycat, get that thing out of there, because I know once his Golurk is gone, I'm going to be able to bring in my Leopard, encore this Alomomola into a possible Toxic or a possible Protect, and then Swagger and eventually finish it off. At least that's what I'm thinking at this point in the battle, which means my main priority is going to be to get rid of this Golurk, which is why this turn I actually stay in and go for the Protect, just because I want to be able to rack up the Toxic damage. That way the following turn after my Protect, I can go for a Roar, phase him out, then when he comes back in, I can go for a Copycat or go for Protect as he ends up dying off to the Toxic, but he actually switches directly into Alomomola, which is perfectly fine by me because I just roar him out into the Golurk. And here, I make a bit of a dumb play and go for the Roar again on the Golurk, when in hindsight I should have gone for the Protect because that's going to add on about 2 or 3 turns more to this battle, which really was just my fault. I was not really thinking straight through. I was like, Copycat and Roar, that's all I need to do. But the Protect in that situation really would have been a better play. So as he loses his Golurk, he's going to switch into his last, which is obviously Alomomola. And at this point, I know that he more than likely might go for a Wish, but he actually goes for the Scald. And thankfully, he does not burn me. And I believe the Scald only did about 21%. So what I'm going to be able to do is get up a Substitute, which means as he goes for the Toxic, I'm going to encore him into the Toxic. And now I can just basically Swagger until I get him up to +6, because I know Alomomola does not have the best physical attack around, and obviously it is a physically defensive monster, so I want to get it up to as much attack as possible. As this turn, I actually thought I would be able to take him out. Unfortunately though, I don't. Luckily for me though, he does end up hitting himself in Confusion, and that's going to be the victory in my favor. So what have we learned today, people? Riolu and Enyu is a threat. I mean, you can even ask Joey, that thing is a threat in OU, but yeah, Riolu in a tier where all the priority, well, yeah, actually, I would say all the priority is physically based, and with the Riolu that I was running being max defense and max HP, that thing can take any priority hit and still be able to Copycat or roar out threats, and with hazards being up, it can sweep teams. As you saw there, Riolu took down, I believe, 4/6 of his team, so you guys should definitely try out Riolu with Scolipede and Golurk to get up hazards, and Mischievous as well to make sure your opponent does not spin away your hazards. But yeah, hopefully y'all did enjoy this battle. I will be back to my normal Wi-Fi battles and all that stuff because now I have more free time, considering I don't have to worry about my senior project, well, part 1 of my senior project anymore. And yeah, with that, guys, if you did enjoy Riolu putting in some work, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. Enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm in a really great mood, and I hope all of y'all are having a good day and a good night. And I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. But yeah, later, everybody.